My cold drink formed neatly ordered condensation. Well, that's nice of the condensation to be in a nice single file line for you like that. I hate when my condensation is all haphazard and all over the place, leaving a real mess. I like how polite this one was. These toffee blocks came with a tiny little axe. Oh, nice, so you could break them up. Real nice and convenient. Like that's, I was gonna make a joke, but genuinely really thoughtful. And now you can use it for other things too. You know, you don't just have to use it for breaking up the toffee. Maybe a tiny little tree for the little axe. I spent years making this giant ball of rubber bands, and last time I checked, it weighed around 40 pounds. Why is it so ominously positioned? It looks like it just rolled up like it's like checking in on you. I'm not a fan of that at all. Impressive, but it feels sentient. My fortune cookie said I won bananas with an expired coupon date. You've won a pound of bananas. Oh, awesome. How do I redeem this? It's it's expired, but how would you redeem this? At checkout, was I supposed to open this at the restaurant? That'd be my impression. The amount of used hearing aid batteries at my mom's retirement home. Oh. You can nut all that down. You can recycle all that metal in there, right? Or can you not? I'm not up to date on how you could do anything with this, but you've collected all of them. It's like putting, rainy day fund, but for hearing aid batteries. This isn't even all of them. You have the jar, but then you have this bottle of, what is this, Diet Snapple? Looks like a Snapple label that they're starting to fill up as well. They're running out of space. My new couch came with an empty box. Yeah, it literally says empty box, and it's taped up too, just in case you wanted to think there was something in it. If the giant text didn't give it away. Awesome. Subsea fiber optic cable landing point with a dog for scale, which is a standard metric of measurement. Oh, that's cool. And thank you for putting him there for scale. I wouldn't have known how big it was otherwise. Obviously I know that the fiber optic cables go into the ocean. It never registers until you see it up close, you know what I mean? Super cool. I worked at McDonald's in the early 90s. I kept my time card in this internal media line thing. All right, McDonald's internal, it's like a phone number. Okay. Oh, I see. It's like a, it's like what to do with for PR. Also, before I read what to do when the media comes a calling. You notice how the clock-in card says evil 1? Evil Uno's punch-in card, dude. When media comes calling, stay calm. Identify the reporter. Ask the caller for his or her name, the name of the media organization, and the telephone number. What does he/she want to know? Write down the questions, find out what the story or inquiry is about, and the deadline. Buy time. Tell the reporter you or someone from McDonald's will get back to him/her as soon as possible. Call your supervisor or owner/operator and advise them of the situation. Finally, call the CAN line for immediate 24-hour media relations action. Do not give the number to the reporter. Oh my God. So this was literally just their PR, like what to do for PR. This is all this is. That's funny. Weird circle that snow won't stick to in the middle of the road. Oh, okay. Well, why? Why wouldn't it stick? That's what I would like to find out, actually. Why would it not stick? Oh, I see what happened. It looks like they paved over a manhole cover, so that's great. That's where our tax dollars are going, to pave right over the manhole covers. I didn't want them anyway. I didn't need them. It's fine. Purple light changes same color differently. That is not how you form a sentence. Okay, so the light, it's the same color box when it's in regular light, but when you shine the purple light, one yellow is darker than the other. Well, that's fun. I don't know why that is. Why would that be? When the blue LED lamp is on, everything in my room appears monochrome except for the rubber ducky. That's pretty cool. Yeah, everything looks the same color except for, it's like how in Resident Evil games, they tape things over in yellow that you're supposed to interact with. Like the newer games, it's doing the same thing here. My girlfriend tears away her egg carton to save space. I don't necessarily think this is weird, but once you're down to like one egg, that's when I put it like in the butter holder on the door of the fridge, you know? But with like, cardboard cartons, I do this. I rip them in half and stuff when, there's not that many, eggs left. I don't think this is a weird thing at all. I think this is perfectly normal and more people should do it. I just opened a pack of sliced cheddar and it has clear fingerprints. Someone's been getting their grubby little mitts all over your cheddar before you could even get to it yourself. That's horrifying. Here's a ghost. This completely flat shoe that I found by the river. Oh, who's wearing these? Who's wearing the Ouch 11s? What are these? This looks. I would love to know the story of this shoe. Clearly it's been through a lot. Just needs a little bit of TLC to get back into tip-top shape, I'm sure. I'm a flight attendant. Today I had a flight with 13 passengers. Easiest flight of your life, I'd imagine. Only 13 people there, and I only see like 2. Oh no, there's 3. I only see like 3 or 4 in the photo, so they're all minding their own business. That seems like the dream flight to be on. That's great. My coworker bent a paperclip into a hanger, post-it note for scale. Aww, it's the cutest little hanger ever, but it's got no dip to catch the clothes on. That's my only problem here. The things are gonna slide right off of that hanger. Anything other than a regular t-shirt's gonna slide right off. I don't like that. The knot on this pillowcase is drawn wrong. If you would pull on the rope, it would not tie a knot. The top rope end should have gone through the loop. Now, I'm not a rope guy. I don't understand how to tie knots. That's just not my expertise. I make videos on YouTube and none of them are rope related, so I wouldn't know the correct knot tying methods. So I'm just gonna take their word for it. None of this makes sense to me. Oh, I see. Is it the one at the very end? Oh yeah, you know what? That makes sense. If you look at the one at the very end, I'm not dumb. See how the third one, the one that makes like an 8, the top curve of the 8, the rope is just going under instead of over. Oh. Yeah, you're not making anything there except for disappointment. Come on now. My Amazon package locker has an emergency release handle in case someone stuffs you in there. I never would have thought that would be a problem, but just in case some, you know, miscreant or purveyor of evil stops by and stuffs you in the Amazon locker, you do have a release latch, because that is consumer first thinking. The floor mats at the gym match my sneakers. Oh, that's a little bit of a trip. If it wasn't for the big Nike logo across the front of them, you wouldn't be able to tell where you're walking, huh? Because you and the floor are bespeckled. Someone made the Mona Lisa out of barbecue sauce. Impressive. At the McDonald's by my work. Oh my God, and they really did. I thought it was gonna be like, just like a crudely drawn woman, but no, that is definitely Mona Lisa. Mona Barbecue Isa. They did it. The missing piece in this puzzle blends in with my table. Oh boy. Oh, I see it. If you're looking for it, you need to look towards the right-hand side. Just as the shades of orange start to turn to black, there's one there between the orange and yellow. That's the missing piece. I don't even have my explanation. Just challenge them to find it. This is where we get all the watch time for this video. Pause the video right here and look for it, and then rewind it. Oh, but yeah, it's a done puzzle. It just matches the table now. Perfect. My basmati rice standing at attention once cooked. Fantastic. Attention! Not a fan of them all standing up and looking at you. Want to run my hand through it almost, you know what I mean? It's almost alluring like that. Scaffolders working on a castle wall using the same scaffold supports that were put there for that purpose 800 years ago. Now that I think is pretty cool. You know, first of all, gorgeous wall. I love old castle stuff and just, I don't know, something's really, really cool to me. The same reason why I find like Machu Picchu fascinating. Seeing stuff that was there way before, you know, anything that I know of today that I use existed. Pretty cool, but they were thinking way ahead of like, hey, we might need to put this there for later use. I like that. That's forward thinking. 8 centuries forward even. My shampoo froze and formed little balls. Oh. Is that gonna melt? That'd be my first thought, right? Do you need to buy new shampoo, or is this now what it looks like? It's cool. It's almost like a lava lamp now, but does that unfreeze? This high school in Pennsylvania has signs that specify whether you can or cannot open the windows that day. Why? What's out there? Wait. My first thought is, what the hell is out there that I can or cannot open the windows? Is there a hazard? Is there a creature out there waiting? What do you mean I can or cannot? If it's a nice day out, but the creature's lurking, am I not allowed to open the window and let some air in? Is there fires? Why can't I? My pet chicken sizing up my snow chicken. He's like, there's not gonna be a new one. No, I earned my spot. I earned my keep here, and you're not gonna come in here day one and take over my coop. There's a hazing ritual going on right now between the chickens, and one of them isn't even a real chicken, but he doesn't know that. Atlanta, Georgia is covered in snow. Dude, not only that, but it was snowing in Florida, like around where I used to live. I had family send me a video of where I used to live in Florida, and it was snowing. Of course, it's gonna melt right away. It hits the ground. It's not like this, but it would be cool if I didn't feel like there's a scary, implication of it snowing in places where it shouldn't, Should it snow in Georgia like this? I don't know, but I know it definitely shouldn't in Florida. There is a sprout growing out of my toilet brush. Life finds a way. That's nasty. Wash your damn brush. Airbnb I'm staying at has these stoppers behind the bed. You know what? How thoughtful. Because they knew if you're gonna do it, crazy style on the bed, they don't want you messing up the wall. That's thoughtful. They planned ahead. Sorting through grandma's belongings before they're sold or donated and found a uranium glass swan. Score, that one's staying with me. That's awesome. Look at how it glows. That's fire. 2 ibuprofen tablets stuffed in the same bubble pack. Bonus, is that what I'm hearing? Bonus ibuprofen? I wouldn't complain about that. It's the little blessings, right? One half of my teeth are much wider than the other side. You're just brushing the other side a lot more aggressively, dude. That's all. With the two-tone teeth, it makes you unique. My dog's ramen cup toy had a flavor packet toy inside of it. That is awesome. I love that. That's great.
I opened a pack of gummy bears, and it was a gummy centipede. I wonder when this movie's coming out. I don't know if it's going to be quite as awful as the human version, but it could be a great horror franchise on its own, nonetheless. Braided grass at the park. Okay. I see we're starting off, I would say, decently strong. That's pretty all right. I don't know how the hell it would... okay, I almost said I don't know how the hell it would have done this to itself, thinking very briefly that this was like some kind of natural occurrence, like the wind blew through and braided the grass, when in reality it was just someone bored sitting down on the ground doing it. It is funny. It is funny. I feel like we should be doing this everywhere. If we ever see a shaggy patch of grass, braid that sucker. It looks neat. And, hey, what do you know? It looks interesting. Okay. Never mind, we're starting off pretty good. I found this caterpillar with yellow eyes. Ooh, is this gonna scare me? It's not scary. I feel like we know what type of caterpillar this is. Is this the one that will, make itself look like a snake as a defense mechanism to predators, right? Is that the one? Or is this a completely different one? Also, there's no way that's its actual eyes. Again, isn't it a defense mechanism? It does look cool, though. Evolution is insane when it comes to bugs. It's actually crazy. With the rest of the species on the planet, or the rest of the creatures on the planet, it's not quite as interesting. When it comes to arachnids and insects, it's way cooler because, what the hell are these things? Why do they look the way they do? They're crazy interesting. Just keep them away from me, please. A potato chip almost exactly the same shape as the picture on the package. Whoa, for once, they actually did that? Let's see. No way. That's actually kind of crazy. No, hold on a second. Wow. What are the odds of that? That's kind of incredible. Okay. I don't know why I expected something different, but that's truly interesting. Genuinely, when you think about how many potato chips are made on a daily basis for this brand, company, whatever, what are the odds of this happening? Because they're not molding the chips, right? If they are, they do a pretty bad job of it because every single one that comes out of the goddamn bag, Dorito or other brand, whatever, they all look incredibly different from one another. So I'm super curious as to, what are the odds of this? A packet of cigarettes from North Korea. Oh boy, this is either gonna look really sad somehow or be the coolest looking thing you've ever seen. Okay, it's the coolest looking thing I've ever seen. What the hell, man? What do you want me to say, dude? I'm not a smoker. I never will be, but that looks rad, okay? That is so cool. This is the pack of cigarettes that get me to start smoking, okay? If my cigarettes could look this cool, I don't give a shit. Lung cancer? Bring it on, man. What the hell? Close-up of a digital screen. Oh, you mean close-up. Hot damn. How big is this screen, though? Because this has got to be a huge one, for a stadium, right? Those massive low-res motherfuckers. Because they are low-res, right? These giant ones. This doesn't look like a high-resolution LCD screen or anything like that. How much Krispy Kreme throws out? Ooh, this is going to be annoying. This is going to be really annoying, right? This is going to piss us off. Yep, that absolutely does piss me off. I know that they're donuts. They're not some healthy, necessary food from a certain food group. They're not. They're just yummy, right? But I still think it should be absolutely illegal for any company worldwide to do something like this. Sure, as I mentioned, they're not nutritious, right? But, if I were homeless and starving or something like that, believe you me, I'm gonna be all too happy to get to eat a donut or 12 because you threw away 1,000 of them. At least once a week, you throw away that many. I don't know. I've talked talked about it before. I find it pathetic that they're allowed to chuck the food away at the end of the day or end of the week or whatever like this. And I know people will be saying, but it has no nutritional value. I don't really give a It's food. You can eat it. It should be a crime. My boiled egg cracked and got a George Washington haircut. I don't know why I didn't imagine this. What I was picturing in my head was very different when I thought of George Washington haircut. But no, you're right. You're absolutely right. This is quite interesting. You should paint a little face on him, and then we'll vote him in as president. I think this would be an improvement. My fully electric car got reported for emissions. Well, did you lose a battery? An entire battery? Let's see. We received a citizen's complaint about smoke from a vehicle with the license plate up. You can do this? Wait, this is Colorado? You can do that? You can bitch about a rolling coal? Because that's awesome. Oh, man, that's actually kind of insane. Really weird that they would have sent it to... Oh, no, they're probably being smartasses because they hate electric cars. But I didn't know you could do that. The High Emitter Hotline in the Denver metro area, North Front Range. I don't know how I would do this down in the Colorado Springs area, but yeah, if you roll coal, you're a loser, and you're doing it just to piss people off, so it's kind of interesting that there's a way you can say, hey, stop it, you're being a douchebag. I put my film in wrong, so all my photos from the trip were taken on one frame. That's kind of cool, though. In a way, that's kind of cool. Every now and then, because I take film photos for fun, and every now and then when I get them developed, there will be a couple photos that were smacked on top of each other, and I'm not sure how that happens in the roll, but it's really cool when it does, because you get some really weird, bunky shit when it does happen. It's very interesting. I am sorry that they all turned out in one, though, because it's usually like, 36 photos? That's a lot to be squished into one. Frankfurt Airport in Germany has nap cabins that can be rented by the hour. Oh, okay. I don't know why I was expecting little pods, like those Japanese capsule hotels or something. I wasn't expecting this. You can put a shutter over the window, right? Can you do that? Because I don't want people walking by staring at me while I'm sleeping in a pod. I don't want to do that. I would imagine that you can, but still, this piece of ginger looks like a lobster. Oh, I bet. Oh, it does. Okay. I don't know why I didn't believe you, but wow. What did you name it? You know what you have to name it, right? Right. Starbucks started using glasses instead of disposable plastic cups. Wait, what? Oh, really? That's kind of awesome. It's so simple. I mean, I'm not sure what it looks like for them having to clean all the glasses. It's probably very simple, but most Starbucks I've been to do not have giant dishwashers from what I can tell. Like, say, an IHOP would, right? So, I mean, hey, if it's not too much bullshit for the workers, this is actually kind of nice. I don't know why they wouldn't have been doing this all these years. If I say for here, I would rather have it in something that I return to you and can be reused a trillion times rather than unrecyclable paper coated with plastic or just the standard plastic one for cold drinks. It's very annoying. Found a random guy who looks like me waiting for the subway the other day. Well, yeah, you know what? You look enough like each other. I would definitely... Yeah, you got the same coat. I wish you were wearing the same sweater and hat. That would have been actually incredible. Or if you had the same glasses. I've never met my actual doppelganger. I've never met them. I do hope I find them someday, just wandering around, maybe wearing a giant hat. I think that's going to be the way I discover him. He's going to be wearing a giant hat on the day that I decided to wear a giant hat. My dog decided to hide from the cows we ran into. So what? I'd do that. Your dog's not special. Good hiding spot, though. They'll never spot you. Why do you want to hide from the cows? They're just big, adorable dogs. That's kind of like their behavior, right? They're just giant dogs. Close-up of a hummingbird, although he looks more like an angry bird. Oh, he does look pissed off. Those guys are hilarious. Hummingbirds are just magic to me. They're absolutely insane. And it's weird because even though I know it's not a bug at all, them being near me, which has happened a couple of times, my fight or flight instinct kicks in, much like it would for a giant flying insect, and they scare me because, again, I know it's not an insect. It's just a cute little bird. But the way they fly, much like, say, bumblebees or something like that, it just freaks me out and just activates that response, and I gotta get the hell away from them. Just a man and his cockatoo enjoying breakfast at McDonald's in Oahu, not Oahu, it's Oahu, Hawaii. His cockatoo. Oh, man. I wish I could visit Hawaii someday, but I know that I am absolutely not wanted in any capacity and therefore will not be going, probably ever. So I guess thanks to all the people that show imagery and video from their travels there, because that's about as close as I'm ever going to get, aside from maybe traveling through the airport. This extremely large nail I found. That's a nail? You're lying. No way. That is totally not a nail. It looks like something, though. No, not a grow up. It does kind of look like something, though. I'm not gonna say what. I'm sure you can imagine. Yesterday, I saw a pigeon wearing an onion ring as a necklace. Were you upset that this pigeon had more drip than any of us have ever had or ever will have in our entire lives? Because I'm kind of upset about it. GameStop sells pre-owned batteries? Like the disposable or recyclable kind? Oh my god, they do. Huh? Hey GameStop, I know y'all are desperate and we kind of all just wish you would disappear, but like, what is this? Was this just, are they new but they were in an opened package so you just dumped them in a bag and sold them? Like, what is this? This is kind of embarrassing, I'm not going to lie. GameStop used to be the I mean, at least it seemed like that. When I was a kid, it was a lot cooler. Because it was like 95% video games. And then you guys destroyed, what was it, ThinkGeek completely? And now you sell used batteries and half of your store is Funko Pops and t-shirts that no one gives a f about. This pajama for kids comes with a free pajama for their teddy bear. Okay, that's really cute. I don't have a teddy bear anymore. He ran away. So this wouldn't really work for me. And of course, I wouldn't be able to fit in those pajamas at all. I'm 19 feet tall, so, you know, this is cute. I actually think that all kids' pajamas should come with a little thing for their doll or teddy bear. That would be adorable. And it would cost almost nothing more to produce. You know what costs you nothing to do, by the way? It's checking out my YouTube channel down in the description below, or following me on my Blue Sky at Zycron.tv, or my Twitter account at ZycronVA. Apartment building has a vending machine that lets you rent vacuums, air mattresses, printers, and even an Xbox. That's pretty cool. That's actually incredibly handy. I like stuff like that. I will say that the only part that does kind of suck about it is that, you know, you're having to pay them money for it, for sure, when libraries do stuff like this. Not all of them, but some libraries will do stuff like this completely for free. I guess you're just paying for the convenience of it being in your apartment complex, rather than you having to go to the library. My dog will only eat the right half of her food. Okay, work with me on this. This is hilarious. What if you spun the bowl around? Do you think it would trick her? Do you think it would trick your dog and go, oh, there's the right side? Oh, yeah, I wonder. You gotta try it. My grandpa accidentally threw a rock through the window and it broke in an almost perfect circle. Damn. Okay. That is impressive. Also, where does your grandfather live? This place looks goddamn gorgeous. I know that that's not the point because the circle is really cool, but this is a beautiful area. What in the world? Came home after 3 months. My rock salt candle holder leaked. All right, let's see. Oh no! God, that is an interesting science experiment. I'm definitely not going to be putting rock salt anything in my room. Snow Angel burnt my grass. Burnt? Oh, what the Okay, that's a... Oh, no, wait, no, I see. No, I see how. It took me a second. Brain had to turn on. Brain still no worky, no good today, but like it's trying. It's chugging along. After my 5th time falling down the stairs, my wife put this up on the chalkboard. Well, let's see. Days since Cameron fell down the stairs. 0. Well, honestly, at this point, man, you gotta start paying more attention. Maybe this will encourage you to do so, because it seems like you need to walk with more purpose. I found a strange bug with what looks like eggs on its back. Oh god, not more bugs. Okay, well, it's not as bad as I thought, but that looks like eggs? It looks like a little caterpillar. I'm not sure about those guys, but yeah, I could see that. If you're so inclined, what you should do is try and get this little fella back outside where he belongs, so that they can probably turn into a flying creature and give us more flying creatures in the future to continue the ecological health of our society. Liquor stores in British Columbia have pulled alcohol from Republican states off the shelves in response to the Trump tariffs. Just from Republican states or just the United States as a whole? Because I heard it was just any American or U.S. product they were yoinking off shelves. Buy Canadian instead. Oh man. Oh, how the turntables, good old America. Walked outside to find a turtle laying eggs right next to my car. Huh. Well, okay. I feel like because you spotted this, you have a duty to make sure that no one f***ed with the eggs in any capacity. At least a little bit. Just, you know, keep an eye out. Make sure no one's with that spot. Make sure people leave it alone and don't, you know, get a little too... You know what I mean. Just try to be helpful. I feel like that's what we should be doing. Don't mess with them. Don't touch them. Leave them alone. But just keep an eye out. And if you see a mother messing with it, I don't know, maybe set them on fire or something like that. I'm just saying, if you mess with turtle eggs or any animals' babies or anything like that, maybe we should set you on fire. That's just what I'm thinking. I'm just spitballing here. Just a suggestion.
Stacked muffin containers blur your vision. Oh my god, they do. They're messing me way up. Individually boxed apple found at the grocery store. The power of intense flavor, a burst of sweet and tangy. So this is a brand called Kanzi, and they fancy themselves as like the premium apple brand. Like if you're gonna buy an apple, you're gonna buy an apple, you should buy Kanzi apples. Like, go to their website and you will see this is like a premium brand of apple, right? The power of great taste. Kanzi apples are nature's collectors of solar energy that belong into every fruit bowl, into every meal plan and every snack break. It's not just an apple, it's an apple of quality. So it's like the apple for this apple's not in my tax bracket, essentially. That's what I'm saying. An apple a day keeps the brokies away if you're shopping for Kanzi. Oh, good Lord, what's happening here? Wait, is this like this is a tennis court. And this is just every ball that's never made it back. Every ball that's been served by a haphazard, piss-poor tennis player has made it here. It's been their final resting place. Selective permeability barrier to stop cars, but lets cyclists and pedestrians through. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Why would that might be? Do they not want cars going down that road, or did a villain set this up? Why would this be there? Why would... I actually am very curious about why this would even exist. So in concept, they're doing a modal filter, which what that is, it can be referred to as a point closure, but it's a road design that restricts certain types of vehicles. So in that case, cars. And it's usually done to make like a low traffic neighborhood, so they divert it away from like residential areas. That is what they're going for. This is just a really dumb way to do it. This just doesn't look good. The bed sheets in government hospitals of Kerala have the day printed on them to ensure they are changed daily. Oh, that's pretty fire. That way, if you know, nurse, it's Sunday. Why am I sleeping on a Tuesday sheet? This is disgusting. I like that. I like that it makes sure that everything's changed on time. Visiting Brazil, I noticed every aisle is open and has a cashier. Wow. I mean, like, it's how a grocery store should work? That's awesome. My wife's burger from Wendy's is made with 2 top buns and mine is made with 2 bottom buns. Well, this looks like just a simple mistake at the counter. It looks like someone wasn't paying attention. I mean, you guys are married. You could just swap a bun each, right? I feel like this is a very simple problem to solve. You guys, I would assume, kiss on the mouth. You can swap buns. It's fine. It's okay. 1 carrot slice burned completely to a crisp on my baking pan. Poor guy had no chance. He had no chance of surviving. What is the other thing on your baking pan, may I ask? Is that pork? That looks like a breaded pork of some kind. Now that I look at it, it is a pork, but maybe it's chicken. I don't care. I don't care that much. Also, it's not just one that was burned to a crisp. You got a little guy over on the left side too, who also did not survive. Some of these fellas are charred, and they rested my thoughts. 4 years of friction on the chains that hold up to my punching bag. Woo! Yeah, no, you can tell they're looking rough, man. They've seen better days. This note at a hotel that warns that you'll be charged for picking up the items behind it for more than 30 seconds. Let's see here. For your convenience, we provided a selection of in-room items for you to enjoy. Please note that the items selected will be charged to your account once they are removed from the tray for longer than 30 seconds. Interesting. The refrigerator to your right has been provided for your personal use. Please note that any of your personal items will be that are stored in there are your own risk for loss or damage. Personal items stored in the minibar refrigerator on the left will be removed by Resorts World with no liability to you. And a 25, so if anything is left in there, you're being charged $25. Rough. But I mean, all you gotta do is make sure you're snacking on the counter, right? That way nothing leaves. That's what I would do. My Euro coin fell apart in the washing machine. Oh. Oh no, you like literally fell apart. Yeah, it's the smithereens. I'm so sorry. The inside of a Coca-Cola Freestyle showing the flavor cartridges. You know, I find that really interesting. If you can zoom in, you can see like you got like the Coca-Cola packets on the bottom, and then on the top you have some of like the flavor additives. I see like the cherry, the vanilla, the lemon. That's really, really, really neat. I like that. The hood of this car appears damaged when viewed through polarizing sunglasses. See, it's fine when they're not on. When you put them on, it looks like someone is taking all their anger out on that hood. Poor thing. Sun bleached flooring. Okay, it's been left in the sun too long. Yeah, that's at night. That's kind of dope though. I like that. I like that it's drained all the life out of that floor. Is it still sturdy? Only 2 out of 3 bottles of apple juice froze on my porch. That means only 1 is worthy to drink, and it's gonna be nice and cold for you too. Ivy on a telephone pole that makes it look like a tree. Oh my gosh, yes it does. Is this not a giant hazard though? All of this greenery on the power lines. I feel like this is an accident waiting to happen, is it not? Store brand orange juice is now $11 a gallon? Oh my, and it even says save. This is the cheaper price, or what am I getting for this? You're telling me that this is as low as you can go, generic brand, signature? You can It's insane. Panama Canal at night. The lights on the sea are boats waiting for their turn to go through. Oh, that's gorgeous. That with the boats, the detail of that as well. Dude, that is stunningly beautiful. I love shots of cities and stuff at night, seeing all the lights, like, you know, I know light pollution isn't, you know, favorable, but it looks cool. I like, I like it. School lunch in the United States. Oh boy. All right, here's our slop. Yeah. Yay. Chicken somethings, mystery stew, the memory of peas and carrots. 2 strawberry, what are these, sherbets? And a fruit roll up. Now do your math. My strawberry shake blended perfectly with my mug. Oh, it did, and you filled it right to the very tippy top. Wow. Look at you. The toner of this number lifted off the paper rather than going with the fold. What does that mean? Oh, goodness. It did. That's really cool. I've never seen that before. I'm not even sure how that happens or what explanation there is for that. There's a piece of plastic inside my chocolate. Excuse me? Oh, so there is. Did I hear getting your money back? Did I hear choking hazard? Yes. Ding, 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 ding. That's right. Hey, wait a minute. What's going on back there? What's that label? What's that label back there? I can't tell because it's blurred, but it kind of looks like the obvious plant logo, don't you think? Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but it looks like that. Okay, I got really curious, so I looked into it. It's not a gag. That's Cadbury. That's just straight up Cadbury. And what gave it away was how they did the milk, because I looked up. You see, it's kind of blurred, but right next to the word milk, they have those 2 cups. That's on other Cadbury branding. So no, this is just a fuck up on Cadbury's part. I hear free chocolate. That's what I hear. This playground has a valid registered tail number. Wow, N328CJ, it's legal to fly. Seeing a playground in the sky. They're taking up all the airspace. Circled and dated dog poop on a sidewalk in Japan. Maybe they're putting it there to shame whoever didn't pick it up, so that way the next time they walk, they see it and they're like, oh, they know. Oh, and they even dated it. I think that's the intention, right? These potato slices visually demonstrate the temperature gradient of the flat top grill. Oh, that's kind of dope. You have no heat in the middle of that thing, like at all. My younger brother's science class has an AI-generated image on the wall. Oh boy, is it the top one or the bottom one or both? Nose, lungs. Well, what's going on with the lungs? Why? I think I figured out the problem. Oh yeah, diaphragm. Yeah, no, I see what's going on here. These things are all sorts of mislabeled. My sock only has 1 chicken that is a different color. Hey, because he's the special one. He's the eye catcher, the attention getter. My daughter has 2 hair swirls. Oh, that's neat. I don't know why that would be or what causes that, but that's cool. Maybe that's how the hair is gonna grow in. Maybe they'll have curly hair. My local pizza place puts a target on the bottom of their boxes so you can reuse them for target practice. That's dope. That's awesome. I love that. And that's a smart way to reuse it too. If you're not gonna be recycling, maybe you can just, you know, that's interesting. Where is that? I can see that being a hot commodity in a couple areas. I knitted a tank top from a $2 bag found at the thrift store labeled cloth ribbon. Oh, that's pretty dope, dude. Really well done knitting job as well. My city held a contest to name our leaf trucks. Oh boy, what are some of the amazing submissions? Leaf truck naming contest winners announced. The results are in. We're thrilled to reveal the names chosen by our community for our new fleet of leaf trucks. After reviewing all of your creative and fun suggestions, we have our winning names with the most votes that'll hit the road in style. Truck number 1, Lethal Weapon. Beautiful. Truck number 2, Snuffleupagus Leaf. Creative. And number 3, the Mona Lisa. Hell yeah. Walmart blueberries, in quotes, from Blueberry Pancake Mix. Oh, certainly. Those are indeed, those are certainly blueberries. Before and after going through a box of Crest white strips. That's interesting. I'd love to see it before and after. Okay, and that is a really good testimonial, I'm not gonna lie. Assuming this is also with proper brushing and care, that's really, really good. The crashed zero I gave to my buddy for his fish tank looks more realistic the longer it's submerged. Oh, that's dope. Yeah, it starts getting like all the color on it and stuff. That's fire.
I pinched my finger with pliers, and instead of one bruise, I got like 40 tiny bruises. I've never seen anything like that before. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's actually super interesting. Is that normal? Is it actually a bunch of little tiny bruises, or is it something else? Fog over LA makes it look like a really badly rendered video game. The textures of LA rarely load properly. If you've been there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Only one lighter glows in UV light. That is odd. I wonder why. Does it really matter? Do we need to get to the bottom of this? No. How empty the wife Valentine's Day card section is compared to husband. Yeah, someone special. Husband. Remember, folks, Valentine's Day is supposed to be for the both of you. Okay, you're supposed to cherish each other and love each other and blah, 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 blah. So, you know, it's not just for you ladies, okay? Although I do understand 9 times out of 10, the husband is usually like, I don't care, I don't give a shit, you know? But come on, I cleaned an old coin I bought and found out it's from 1795. You fool, you weren't supposed to clean it. It's useless now. Oh, man. Is it actually from 1795 though, or is this a trick? This pub's bathroom is down a flight of stairs. So, they installed cushions on the wall. That's actually very smart, very smart. I feel like they could use at least one more row up above, just one more, for safety's sake, but I also love that they've got serious caution tape, so to speak, down there. That hazard tape to make sure no one can possibly miss where the stairs are. It's perfect. It's a great setup. I wonder how many times someone is, I don't know, threatened to sue, or just at the very least, hurt themselves going on down, right? The purple Herschel I received while working on The Walking Dead. The purple Herschel. Oh, that's great. Dear Daniel, please accept this purple Herschel from a grateful cast and crew for your confirmed service, despite your ailments. Wear it in good health. Best, John, I cannot tell what the last name is. That's actually really, really cute. What did you do? I want to hear more of the story now. I really want to hear more about your time working on The Walking Dead and how you earned yourself a purple Herschel. Captured a perfect snowflake in my dog's mouth. All right, interesting. Why were you there? Why were you all up in your dog's mouth and you noticed a perfect snowflake? Or was it just a quick picture you snapped and, oh my God, check that out. Isn't that amazing? Completely unrelated. Okay, it's not completely unrelated. It's half unrelated. Isn't it actually kind of insane that snowflakes look the way they do? Like, genuinely, isn't that just the coolest shit you've ever seen in your life? You know, you might have been born too late to explore the world. You might have been born in a weird time to where you couldn't become some kind of rich, famous star on TikTok or whatever. Born too late for that? Born too early for other stuff? Sure, whatever. But at the very least, you were born at the right time in history where snowflakes still exist and they do really look that crazy. So you think about that when you're going to bed tonight. Dryer vent condensation created a 5-foot, so far, ice stalagmite on my balcony. Oh my God, actually, there's a huge icicle outside of my window, and I do wonder if it's because of our dryer release. That's pretty crazy, though. I've never seen this before. That is wild. How often does something like this actually occur? My wife's ear left an imprint on my chest. Oh, like really truthfully, like a perfect little imprint. How long did it stay there? Emergency vinegar at a beach in Australia. Wait, emergency vinegar? Wait, what is this for? Oh, it's ingredients. No, wait, huh? I'm sorry. Is this for, hold on. I gotta scroll down here real quick. Naturally fermented, I see. Okay, it's for jellyfish stings. Or maybe a specific jellyfish sting, right? Because they've told you for years, pee on a jellyfish sting. That's what people always told you, was to pee on it. But I've been hearing the last few years, I don't know why people have been recommending that. Don't do that. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to help anything. You need to do something else. I guess you need vinegar. That will nullify the sting, which is actually kind of hilarious. Wild. Interesting. You know what? Let me confirm it by Googling it. Oh, well, there you go. I didn't even think there was going to be a comment explaining this right after it. Used to treat the stings. The vinegar neutralizes the venom, since the injectors on any tentacles still attached to the victim will make it safe to remove them. The victim will still need urgent medical attention, but the situation won't get any worse. There you go. See, that's exactly... This guy probably copied verbatim the stupid Google AI search result, but it's good to know. That is good to know. You can reveal Lincoln's hat on the Illinois driver's license with a black light. No way. Oh my God. That is genuinely adorable. That is so fun. That is so goddamn fun. It kind of reminds me of... Okay, I've said this a few times over the years, but my Canadian friends have been trying to convince me to smell their money for years because they swear it smells like maple syrup. Don't you guys also have really cool designs in your Canadian passports that are revealed through blacklight as well? Like fireworks and crazy cool shit? The snow has melted everywhere except around this heat pump. I would make some kind of a joke about it not doing its job, but it really is. It's definitely doing its job, and doing it better than I do my job. My daughter's toy ice cream ingredients. Let's see. Serving size 1 scoop. Calories from fun, unlimited. Total play value, 110%. All right, very, very good. Percent daily values are based on your creativity. Your daily values may be higher if you work hard in school. Okay, now for the ingredients. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberries, mint, chocolate chips, enriched laughter, natural fun, playful flavoring, organic joy, semi-sweet humor, and also contains hours and hours of entertainment. This is fucking adorable. This is an adorable playset. I love everything about this. Bag of Jolly Ranchers only has 1 grape in it. All right, that is a huge ripoff, but how many blue raspberries does it have? Hold on, let's see. All right, it looks like it's got... Okay, so you got 5 of those. So you've got still a disproportionate amount. There needs to be more blue raspberry in there for sure, but at the very least, the best flavor isn't the lowest amount in the bag. You know what I mean? You get it. My grandma unknowingly bought long chips from the mall? What? Oh, well, that's interesting. What is the benefit of a long chip versus, say, a standard oval-shaped potato chip, or whatever shape it decides it wants to take after it's fried or baked? What's the benefit here? Where can I get and try out long potato chips? Cop manually controlling traffic lights at an intersection in India. Okay. That seems like it's the greatest job in the world. Can you imagine? I know traffic cops exist and whatnot for usually when there's a messed up intersection or the lights go down or whatever, but you just have to stand there and actually manually adjust the lights. That's crazy. I bet he doesn't get paid nearly as much as he should. I got a paper cut this morning. My thermal nail polish changed colors only on the injured finger. Don't you just love how our bodies change temperature in the weirdest ways? Isn't it interesting? Our plane flew through the northern lights. Well, you can do that? I always thought they were just like a projection from the government. That's so f***ing cool, though. I'm not a big fan of the idea of flying right now, at least domestically here in the United States, I'm not. But man, I would kill to be on a flight somewhere and fly through the goddamn northern lights. That is so cool. The morning sun shining through the front door peephole onto my staircase. Let me guess. Camera obscura? No, it's not. I don't know why I thought that, actually. I don't think that would work that way at all, but could that be dangerous? Could that cause a fire of any kind? A little hot spot of sunlight? New probiotics look like fish, or maybe chicken legs. Oh, I'll be the judge of that, my friend. Oh, I'm gonna say fish. They look like cartoony chicken legs, but more fish in my opinion. That's just me, though, as a humble enjoyer of fish. Got my eye dilated today, and the pupil is not center. Are you sure your eyeball is just not AI generated for the day? Something like that? These disposable chopstick heads attach to reusable chopstick bodies. I've always kind of liked this idea, You know, if you're gonna have something disposable, why don't you try and make as much of it as you possibly can reusable for convenience sake? Like, for instance, I have a toothbrush that is a metal handle. I've had it for years. And upon that metal handle, I can get brush head replacements. It's not an electric toothbrush, it's just a regular one. And every now and then I replace them when they're getting raggedy and gross, which you need to do many times a year. And I'm gonna keep that toothbrush handle forever, or until Colgate decides one day for no fucking reason that they'll stop producing the heads for the handle because it's just not making them any money or whatever. But I have always liked that idea. Reduce the amount of waste as much as you possibly can by creating some variant that is either A, completely reusable as a whole, or at the very least something like this, where it's like 70% reusable. It's better than nothing, right? It's better than throwing away an entire toothbrush every time. Hit $6,000 in total on these 2 scratch-off tickets. Well, okay, braggy braggerson. Lucky you. Too bad you didn't win $15 million on each one. That would have been crazy. Congrats, though. Hopefully it changes your life for the better. The snow froze like flowers in the parking lot. Like flowers. Hold on, I usually try to envision what the hell that means in this context before I go over to see if I'm surprised or not. And I am surprised. That is not what I thought. It's almost never what I think when I move over to the next image. I do tend to be surprised, which I'm happy about, by the way. That is really pretty. Canadian City has named some of their snow plows. Good! Why wouldn't you do that? Let's see, we've got Snow Be Gone Kenobi. Beautiful. It's gonna be hard to top that one. Oh, you're only gonna show one? You're only gonna show me the one. Are you sure that is wise? Okay, I hate you then. Unused bar of soap with adult-sized bite marks on the sidewalk. Look, man, I can't say that I've been there, but we've all been at that point in our lives where we're so hungry, you'll eat just about anything. Although it looks like regret immediately happened and they just could not do it. Not that they should eat soap anyway. Please don't eat soap. You know, it might not necessarily be toxic depending on what it's made of, but it's probably not gonna feel great. And we know it doesn't taste great. This €3.50 lunch that is offered in my Spanish university. The red glass is red wine. Dude, what the Just what the hell, man? Look, America gets all kind of deserved shit, but what really gets me is just how everything here is frozen. It's made of nothing but sodium and MSG. I mean, MSG, whatever, big deal, but just like sodium in general. Doesn't matter what I eat, where I eat it. Growing up, I was eating nothing but f***ing salt. Now I'm eating nothing but f***ing salt. Private companies come in and we think for a second, whoa, it's super cool that there's like this Domino's that's at my university. But then you realize you gotta spend $30 on what should not be nearly that much. €3.50? You know what that comes out to in USD, folks? 3.5 euro. Even if I could spell that, that would make it a little easier. To USD. That's almost identical. It's $3.66. I actually didn't know the euro was that close. But anyway, yeah, can you imagine spending $3.50 for this? No. Over here, you spend $19.85 for a slice of frozen pizza. And I know that horse has been beaten dead long ago by now, but God, this place sucks in so many ways. 302 individual stamps on my package from China. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know you could still get away with doing this. I mean, I guess if you pay for the postage, you pay for the postage. As long as it's done and verifiable, what does it matter? But I did not think that someone could still put a shit ton of stamps on something and have it work. That's crazy. When you turn 18 in Sweden, you get this guidebook for how to be an adult. Like, you know what you get here? You get military recruitment ads and phone calls from recruiters. That's what you get. That's what you get. God damn it. There's still a Toys R Us clinging to life at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. I mean, I guess it makes sense for one to be in like, it's guaranteed foot traffic forever being in an airport. And it probably doesn't have to make too much to stay there. I mean, people are going to stop in for the novelty of it because, yeah, that looks like it's probably the last actual dedicated Toys R Us location ever. If you see Toys R Us in person these days, it's probably at like a Macy's, like a little section, right? I don't know why they're doing that. They just are. Valentine's card I got in the 90s left, and the one my son got yesterday. Okay, I like you as much as pizza. Cowabunga. I just want pizza. Well, okay, what the hell, man? That's not cool. Dasani Water now sells water without salt. Now, that is crazy. Now without salt. Sodium chloride, by the way. Which I'm pretty sure a lot of our water filters add for taste, which is super cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like getting a shit ton of the mineral content out of my water, but it seems like everything adds salt to everything. Why does salt and caffeine, those two things, why do those two things have to be ever omnipresent in literally everything we eat or drink forever? And don't tell me it's all for flavor. My water don't need no flavor. I crinkle chocolate wrappers into goblets. That's an interesting hobby. Very, very specific. Huh, that's actually quite adorable. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's really cute. I toast to you, my good man. Or woman.
Sunset made this building look like it was on fire. Oh, oh my God, yeah, it did. Holy hell, and it looks like the flames are climbing out of it. Are you sure it's not on fire? I was crossing the border to the US and somebody got their eggs confiscated by the Border Patrol. The price is climbing on those, dude. He's taking those home. I got $4 in silver certificates today as a tip. Oh, sorry, that's cool. But the way this was framed, I also thought you had only 4 fingers and it totally startled me for a second. Now, I don't know what the significance of a silver certificate, is, so I gotta figure that out real quick. So I had to Google it, and a silver certificate, it's an older part of the paper currency we trade now, and I guess you could redeem these for silver, which I think is dope. I'm trying to look at the actual image to get some interesting stuff about the bills. I don't think In God We Trust is on any of these. And yeah, okay, it says right there, in silver payable to the bearer, on demand. That is so neat. One other neat thing about these bills is the very top one. The serial number has 4 repeating 9s. I think that makes that one worth a little bit more money, if my understanding of how, currency collectors and that world works. I'm so stupid. I looked it up and I didn't even scroll to the next image. The post collector kindly included some context for me here. I had to stare at it for a while, but in the top one in the middle top, it just says silver certificate. What does a typical US dollar say there? Any idea why silver certificate is significant? They say Federal Reserve note. Silver certificate is significant because it's from when the US was on the gold standard. Now you can't just trade a dollar bill for shiny metals anymore. And that is interesting. Old tree taken down and found filled with bricks. Oh, I hate it when that happens. My bubble gun has 69 holes. Very nice. I think it did 69 because for whatever particular reason, that was as many as could evenly fill on that, wand, right? Looks good. Looks nice and symmetrical to me. Even if it's an odd number, it looks nice. Canadian stores still encouraging US boycott despite tariff postponement. Shop Canadian. Look for these symbols throughout the store to make it easier to shop Canadian. Product of Canada or made in Canada. Yeah, man, the whole tariff thing, I still don't really understand much about that, but it really seemed to have caused a rift with our trading partners. You gotta love it. Beautiful cappuccino machine at an estate sale. That is an insane looking cappuccino machine. What are the details on that? Oh my God, that thing looks ancient. I can't even begin to describe how crazy that looks to me. So I had to zoom in close. This is being sold for like $2,000, right? And I looked up what model this is. The closest that it seems it could be is a Gaggia or Orione. I don't know. I'm gonna butcher that. I'm so sorry. It's an Italian mid-century 1970s espresso machine, which is so cool to me. And the house at this estate sale was like a multi-million-dollar home. That is so cool. I've never been to an estate sale, let alone one at a, clearly an aristocrat's estate sale, but I would not be leaving empty-handed. I would have a mysterious cappuccino machine sized blueprint outline in my throat because I ate it to take it home, dog. Like, this thing is so cool. This would be leaving with me. The checklist of sins I had to fill out for confession. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. What do we got here? Preparations. Pray for the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Read and check the space provided in every sin committed for your guide in the actual confession. Approach the priest for confession and begin with, Father, absolve me from my sins. It's been days, weeks, months, or years since my last confession. These are my sins. Confess your sins following the guide you've checked. After confession, Pray the act of contrition. Oh, okay, it's just a prayer. So we have the first commandment, sins against the virtue of faith, sins against the virtue of hope, the virtue of love, sins against the virtue of religion, vain observances. This is so fascinating. What? Rituals related to planting, business, and fishing. What are the business sins? This is so insane to me. There's one for magic and sorcery. Magnetism? Magneto? Oh, that's... Spiritism. Wow. This is fascinating. I don't even know how to begin dissecting that. I don't even know where to start. You know what I mean? I can't imagine going to church and being presented a checklist of like, sign here. And there's some things like the magnetism thing's on there, but murder's not on there. It's just, I don't know. That's so fascinating. I'm trying to make sure, because some of that did confuse me, right? So I had to look, and it seems like the address at the top, I think this is like in the Philippines or something. So this is, maybe customs that are local to that, wherever that this sect is, I'm not religious, so I could be totally talking out of my ass. I don't know, but that is fascinating. My Chick-fil-A sandwich came deconstructed with the bun in a separate bag. Oh yeah, you gotta do it yourself. All right, you gotta pay extra if you want us to assemble it for you, but you gotta do it yourself nowadays. That's just the cost of labor is increasing. Our printer wouldn't copy a euro, but copied a dollar. That's also interesting. I wonder why that is. I don't know. Hold on, that's weird. Okay, so I Googled it, and I found the Reddit thread, and this is the reason why the euro didn't copy was because of something called the Urion constellation, which is just a pattern of symbols that are incorporated into the banknote to help imaging software detect the presence of such a document, right? So it's not just for money, it's for checks and other things. And when those symbols are spotted, the software can then block the user from reproducing the check or the dollar or whatever. So yeah, that's all it was. It's just, the euro had security that the dollar didn't. That's all. My husband and I had correlating fortune cookies messages. You will meet someone special in March. This March, you will make important decisions. What the hell's going on in March? I grind my teeth so hard at night that I'm wearing through my night guard. Oh, you can see it. Yeah, no, the wear and tear is starting to really be apparent. You gotta get a new one, dude. Get a tougher one made of metal or something. Fight back. Fight back! Spilled bottle of Tapatio hot sauce removed the finish from the floor. Oh, is it the acidity of the hot sauce? I'm surprised Tapatio did all that. Why? Why Tapatio specifically? What happened? Is it acidity? This ink cartridge warns against automatic firmware updates. Alert! Keep your cartridge working by disabling automatic firmware updates. That is so weird to me that happens. I can't explain it right away, but it really rubs me the wrong way that like printer ink and stuff is now subject to being faulty because of software. That's so stupid. Pair of trading cards I've signed by both Bruce and Caitlyn Jenner. That's pretty dope, getting both that way. That's sick. Father-in-law gave me a laptop from the 90s. Oh, it's a chunky boy. This is kind of sick, honestly. And so I'm assuming, right, the middle is how you move the cursor, right? The little like pad between the G and H, kind of like a ThinkPad. And then you got your mouse buttons at the bottom there. That's just, man, I wasn't alive for that time, so I wouldn't know, but I do think it's kind of sick that laptops has just been around since the 80s. That like we already were advancing so fast with technology that we could put computers in something. I don't know. I probably sound like super young saying that. I just think the way we advanced in tech is cool. Ordered 1 loofah. Walmart sent me 56. I mean, now you're never gonna run out, right? That's not bad. My grandma still has the Chairman Mao badge she used to wear. That is also pretty interesting. And I have never seen that before in my life. Why would she have to wear the badge? I randomly came across this mystery machine parked on the street. Are we talking Scooby-Doo? We are talking Scooby-Doo. Oh my goodness. And the paint job is so vibrant. This is a full mystery machine, dude. Look at the wheels and oh man. What would I give to chill out in the mystery machine for a while? 18th century condom. It is made, from sheep intestine for protection against sexually transmitted disease in the late 1700s. There is and was it effective? No idea. But the idea of wrapping sheep intestine around your wiener, I don't know, that's kind of crazy. My friend made a deviled ostrich egg. Oh my God. It's massive. It's like a challenge food at that point. A pigeon approaching a statue of a pigeon in New York City. He's at the, it's at the meeting sector. This is his checkpoints where he saves. I made a necklace from my broken ankle plate. I have no idea what an ankle plate is. Is that like for surgery? I don't understand what the ankle plate is, but it's cool to repurpose stuff that's personal to you into jewelry. That's sick. My polydactyl cat with 2 extra toes on each of his front paws. Oh, what? Oh, he's just a guy with extra features. That's sick. Extra beans. The local bus system honored Rosa Parks on her birthday. This seat is reserved in honor of Rosa Parks. That's sick. Right in the front. What's it say in the little pamphlet? I'm curious. Hold on. Join Go Triangle is recognized Transit Equity Day. February 4th has been renamed Transit Equity Day on Rosa Parks. That's sick. I like that, and I like that it's reserved too. That's a direct, I think it's cool. I like it a lot. Sidewalk was lifted by roots, so the city shaved down the concrete. Oh, they got all that out of there, huh? My chicken breast matched the size and shape of my toast nearly exactly. Hey, that's what's up. Gonna have the perfect bite. The way the snow folded at the bottom of the slide when it slid down looks neat. Oh my God, yeah, it's like it's layering on top of itself like you turned on an ice cream machine, you know what I mean? It's just pillowing on top of itself. The effect on my goggles of daily swimming for 6 months. Top is before, yellow is after. Ooh, okay. Why is it getting yellow? Is it just the sun baking it? What's going on? It rained and it's only wet where my rear wiper wipes. Just that little bit. It wanted to take care of it for you. It worked out that way.
Firefighters putting out a fire in negative 30 degrees Celsius weather. Man, I don't know how I'd feel about as a firefighter in that scenario. You're making this effort to get rid of this safety hazard, but as a result, you're creating water that is then going to freeze on the foot and like the walking area for everyone, which then itself becomes a safety hazard. Good job, gentlemen. We stopped this fire. Now, how do we get rid of all this excessive ice? Hey, someone start a fire. I got an MRI, so I used the files to 3D print my brain and put it under glass. This person has unlocked an entirely new skill tree system in narcissism. But don't worry, they're evening out the ego of putting on their own brain literally on display. Do not use this brain. Abnormal. I think I've been playing too much Baldur's Gate 3 because this brain looks too tiny for me to genuinely believe it's a human brain. But also, just to think, that little blob of flesh is a supercomputer. You might go through your day-to-day and not believe it, or see people's comments on the internet and genuinely find trouble in, how do people have a brain yet say these things? But nah, man, of all the evolutionary traits we could have developed as a species, I'm glad we got intelligence. For me, it came at a massive cost to my charisma, but you know what? At least I know my multiplication. Air Force Academy chips shaped like stealth bombers. It's like, they don't even look that well designed, though. I mean, really? That's where you want to put your budget into your Air Force Academy? Chips looking cute? It's less chip. Despicable. This makes me wonder, though, how would other establishments, educational places utilize this? At a private school, all their chips would look like their dad's wallet. My high school, though, definitely would have been a rip-off. All the chips would have been the shape of a tiny little pill. Not that I would have known about that sort of experience personally. No. I spent my lunch breaks racing to the computer room so I could play Halo with my friends on the computers. Telling you right now, -5 on my charisma checks all the way. This chunk of brick the ocean made smooth. Yes, it's the ocean's method of getting their way. Don't use brute force to get your way with someone. You slowly chip and sand and chisel away at the edges. Erode them subtly enough that they don't notice. And before you know it, their hard, outer, solid, square, cube shell has become all smooth and bumpy and enough to rub against a baby's bottom. What has that got to do with the baby's bottom? I don't know. My brain was just trying to think of smoothness, and I'm on a watch list now, so how you doing? keep listening for more great takes from the guy who regrets everything he says recorded. The centerfold of my book is glowing blue. Oh no, even books are getting the RGB treatment these days. Gotta keep kids engaged in that text, but you can't obviously put a screen of Subway Surfers in the background. These subtle gamer lights are the closest thing they can get to keep the kids reading on these pages. Because as we all know, it's only the younger generations that are easily distracted and have the attention span of a goldfish, unlike anyone older. Because there's millions of lottery gambling apps that are clearly scams and just trying to get ad spam onto people's phones. They're only downloaded by people under the age of 50. Seriously, my nan, bless her soul, on her tablet had one time I visited about 20 different lottery games on her tablet. She'd just keep downloading them because they get advertised on the very one she's playing, and so she just downloads it and plays it on that one instead. She's made no progress on any of the games because she keeps downloading a new one about 10 minutes into playing. The intense cold causing the paint on our shipping door to peel. Wow, and here I thought I needed to buy a stencil to actually do some stenciling. I don't. I just need to dramatically change the climate around me. Here I was thinking global corporations were not caring about us and, human survivability. No, they just wanted to make stencil art on doors a lot easier for people. That's why we've got climate change. Oh, man. I've got this all wrong. In all seriousness, it is actually kind of cool that you can see that was the effect of the cold wind as it brushed through the, very tiny, microscopic bumps of the paint that would cause the wind to, actually turn and swish around like this until eventually you just get these actual clean cracks just cutting through it. It's awesome. It's awesome, man. In the forest near me, there lives a wood dragon. Okay, no, you don't just casually drop this sort of bomb when it's a genuine work of art. No. I mean, that's chiseled into such impeccable detail. You really got to think about the texture of wood and how much of a pain in the butthole it can be to, actually get these things to get the right design you want. You can't exactly control Z without a lot of effort trying to, glue back on the bark. Now, obviously, with the wing alone, you can tell that some of this wouldn't be, it's not like it's all the original tree here. Some bits were attached onto it and stuff, but I don't care, okay? No one is allowed to care. It's illegal to care about those sort of semantics. Quick, Trump, write that into your thing. Whatever you do. What are the papers you're signing? Enough autographs. Stop signing the autographs. Sign an actual declaration. It is illegal to complain about this not being entirely one tree on its own. Side note, I swear to God, if someone points out the evidence to me that this actually is all entirely one tree, thank you, honestly, for, correcting me on a fact, but also, shut up. The Tampa IKEA has fake board games on the shelves made by the employees? Oh, okay. Okay, I'm getting the gist here. Sorry. For a second, I thought they genuinely made actual board games that the staff made up. Their hiring process is do you have any experience in board game development? Because that's what we need right now. Only that. Don't care if you can sell anything, just can you make a board game? We've got the game of existence. I already know what that's a parody of, and I love it. Joint ownership. It's Monopoly for millennials and younger. Forget hungry hippos, it's famished frogs. Sorry, not sorry. A game by that girl in high school who used to always bully you. No clue. It's like Clue, except we keep giving you the hints because you know you suck. Fight boat. It's got nothing in it except tickets to a boat where you go and fight each other. This growth surviving sub-zero temperatures because of an exhaust fan. This is one of those great examples where if you ever could, you struggle to fathom how life could ever find a way to survive in extreme cases, wabam. Life somehow, against all odds, will find a way. It's not going to go far. This is literally, it's probably the best it'll ever be able to become, but hey, it's admirable. I'm sure God thinks the very same of us, as we still have yet to actually bother exploring the cosmos. I found a couple of hummingbird feathers near one of my feeders. A quarter for reference. A quarter? Why not a banana, you fool? Fake. It's clearly fake. It must be AI. No human being would use a genuine, worthy reference image. You use bananas. It's fake news. I don't believe this. Not even real feathers, probably. Husband and I found hair ice on our hike. Hair ice? What? Oh, it's actually a kind of... Okay, you want to know what my brain's thought was here? That they literally, on their hike, found hair from a human being that had gotten a bit stiff and cold and frozen. And that's what hair ice was. And then I saw this and I'm like, oh, right, no, of course, hair ice, like from a rabbit. Oh, I'm so dumb! Room to change clothes at Japanese hot spring looks like it's written in blood. Oh my god. That's... Why would they choose that consistency? Don't go in. Don't go in. The clothes in question here are bodysuits of flesh that demons use to swap over with so people don't get suspicious that they are a demon. Reduced calorie hot chocolate just had less hot chocolate. Yeah, I made this mistake myself as someone who tries to make myself some, like, you know, nice mockers, but I like to get some nice chocolate, but also I don't want chocolate that's got too many calories. Till it dawned on me that the chocolate I was getting, the reason why it didn't taste as good was because it was literally less chocolate. Do you think I'm an idiot for, you know, not really figuring that out? Yeah, look, you should. You really should. I deserve the shame. I've got to learn. My girlfriend's new meds are spherical. Okay, you make sure you monitor your girlfriend, okay? Because my mate Patrick, he was like one of the best workers at this packing plant I used to work out with him. Yeah, doing a lot of shipping orders and stuff, but yeah, just, he got onto these sort of things, and yeah, you knew he was using. You could hear him as he'd hide off in the bathroom stall, like, popping these things. Such a shame they had to fire him because of it. Like, you know, he was so good at what he did. We used to call him the Pac-Man. So again, just, you know, look out for your girlfriend. If you wake up in the middle of the night and you just hear in the bathroom, you call someone, okay? Minute Maid without yellow 5 I got at work today. Yeah, I definitely needed this image to actually understand what the hell the title post was talking about. Okay, so Minute Maid is a drink, and yep, yellow 5, it's a food coloring thing. A food coloring? A drink coloring? It just helps the drink look a bit more like a less healthy kind of pee, so you're more likely to want to drink it. I mean, that's why us humans drink it, because, yeah, it looks like dehydrated pee. We like that, right? Yeah, no, because I'm, you know, not that I wouldn't know, because I am a human. You know, I don't go to a Japanese changing room. I'm not a demon. I just want to confirm everyone else here is human. My mum's mixer still working perfectly after 50 plus years.
Bosh.
Yeah, the risk of sounding like a baby boomer.
They just don't make them like they used to.
That said, for all we know, this mother just never actually used it. So though it may be 50 years old, it's like, the amount of times it's been used, it's probably only like 2 years old. That, or she had the audacity to do the thing that most of us never bother to do and then wonder why our products only last a year. She took good care of it. What do you mean my blend is broken? I only always used to fill things above the line that was recommended for it to be used safely and properly, and always put ice in it when it wasn't actually designed to properly break through ice. You know what though, this post did inspire me to look through an old post that I have archived on my Instagram where I was at an Airbnb in 2018. This was the only hairdryer they had that I could use, and I don't know about you, but it worked, but I just don't think it should sound like it's about to explode every single second it's turned on. All 3 people got dealt the same poker hand. Wow, I have absolutely zero knowledge about poker. I just know that the cards are more important than some other cards. Which, if you think about it, is basically the gist of every single card game out there, so if anything, I'm technically a card game genius. Anyway, here we have the math. Here we have a first attempt at the math, and that being kind of wrong, so they were re-attempting the math. Overall, it is apparently not 4 in a billion, 39 in a billion. So, folks, how does it feel to know that your only, major point of luck that you've experienced in your life, nothing will ever compare to it, is the fact that you got 2 cards that are the same as other people? That's your crowning moment of luck in your life. Not winning the lottery. No. You got 2 cards. Yeah. I bought a box of screws. One didn't have any threads. It's the Ugly Duckling, but for the tradie audience. Working title is The Ugly Screw. I wanted to title it You, but apparently my publisher says that's too on the nose. Scrub Daddy. Brand new versus 3 years of use. My God, you got one to last over 3 years? That Scrub Daddy has cleaned some schmidt. He sees the fresh replacement and, normally you think, I don't want to be replaced. No, this guy's like, thank God, finally,
Someone can finally relieve me of my duties, dear Jesus. I can finally retire.
Meanwhile, that new guy is very confused because they haven't even been used in the water yet for some reason they feel very moist, as if they are sweating profusely. Snow outside my dorm looked like a blanket. Man, I want to say that Mother Nature is cool, but at the time of recording this, there's still a lot of fires going on in California, and I just... doesn't seem like it's in the best of taste. It's like I'm complimenting someone's nice shoes, but at the same time they've kicked a puppy. It's, yeah, I feel like you don't deserve this compliment from me right now. Snow on the beach in Florida.
Florida gets snow? What? But,
Okay, actually, no, look, false alarm. No, hang on. My brain needed a second to actually load up some hard disk storage memory there. It's the realization that the fact Texas also gets snow. I kind of forgot about that. That wasn't in my RAM at this moment in time. And now I feel stupid. I feel like an American who didn't even know where half the other countries in the world were. I apologize. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'll do better. I sorted $562 by year. Oh, wow. Awesome work, buddy. I too am not working today. Now, I know me saying that might imply that I've got some sort of ego about being better than you because you're doing this with your time, unlike me. But I want to assure you, I spent 20 minutes sitting on the toilet scrolling on my phone when I genuinely only needed to use that toilet for about 15 seconds. And I think that's quite beautiful about how we have different ways of entertaining ourselves. You were playing solitaire, and I was getting radicalized. My professor gave us a syllabus stapled together with no actual staples. It's amazing how the power of, hey, let's actually think about this for a little bit longer can suddenly save, probably genuinely thousands of kilos of staple materials year after year. Let's just make the paper fold in on each other so it actually clips together like every other piece of building pieces and puzzle things that this method of connecting things that we've been doing in this society for thousands of years. Yeah. Hey, what about that? Stingray tail extracted from a patient after an accident in New Zealand. Oh, thank goodness. I thought we were about to talk about Steve Owen for a second. Oh, man, that's like a solid knife. And here you thought it was just prison where you had to worry about being shanked out of nowhere. I collected tiny pieces of tar on my walk. Wow, nice. On your little walk, you ended up developing a
void of nothing and all that shall be consumed within it.
Do you ever see these kind of spherical shapes of any material and your first thought is but can it bounce? Because that's me. That's my brain immediately. Anything that I kind of hold, I always have this slight thought of how well do you bounce? And so this is why I'm not allowed to hold children anymore. SpaceX thermal tiles washing up on the beach. Turks and Caicos this morning. Okay, cool. But also, how much, is it worth stealing or is it genuinely just trash? How equivalent is this to one stealing copper from someone's house or car? I'm just asking for a friend, could it work as memorabilia? I mean, a lot of Hitler's memorabilia is worth a lot of money, so surely Musk's. I collected my wife. And ice unsolicited credit card applications for a year. Wow. They really want to fool you into thinking you have more money by literally giving you stuff to give them more money. It's cheaper to get 2 orders of 10 wings than 1 order of 20 wings. Okay, now here's the thing with this stuff. I don't think it's them being genuinely stupid with the maths of it all. Not every establishment benefits from the idea that if you buy more, they actually make more money because it's, less things to have to make at one particular time. But depending on the size of their kitchen space and how things are managed and run, it can actually be more detrimental to them if they have to deal with bigger orders. It can also be a stock thing as well. They only have a limited stock, so they want to make sure they can spread out that stock as much as possible. Their research data could also say that, hey, when people buy 10 wings, they're more likely to do this, this, and this, versus people who buy 20 wings, they're less likely to order anything else because they've got, so many more wings. On the contrary, I could also be looking way too much into this, and they genuinely are just very stupid with their rates.